Hide your kids, hide your wife. Welcome back to another episode of the R&R Sports Podcast, voted most likely to deflower your daughter. I am your host, Robert Jones, along with my co-host, Randy Watkins. How you doing, Randy?
What's that? What's up?
You seem to be suffering some kind of paralysis of the tongue.
It was the flagpole that was out front. All the bullies made me stick my tongue to it this week because we had some snow.
Randy, do you have any other fresh references from 2001? All right, this is the R&R podcast where Randy and I talk sports, ostensibly, and a lot of other things, but mostly try and talk about sports. So, how about we get things rolling, Randy?
Try.
Yeah, well, all we can do is try.
Yep, that's right. So the NCAA Sweet 16 is going on right now. You caught many of the games.
That's still going on?
That is still going on. It is still March, and this year is definitely madness.
It is the maddest of Marches.
When I think of that word now, I think of the 300 movie.
Madness. This March is so mad, people think that it has syphilis.
What?
Well, syphilis, it causes brain rot. Not that I know anything about that firsthand, allegedly.
I think of genitalia rot. That's what I think of when I think of syphilis.
No. That's just the first go round. But yeah, syphilis eats away at your brain, buddy boy. It's worse than Alzheimer's. In fact, there's a lot of philosophers that have what we call their pre-syphilis and post-syphilis years.
Were they smarter in their post-syphilis years?
Oh, hell no. No.
It's got to be pretty bad if somewhere in your life someone has to put a pre-medical situation and post-medical situation on your life.
No kidding.
This is before his brain was on drugs. This is after his brain was on drugs. Any questions?
That's right. Don't do drugs, kids.
PSA.
Gypsies will steal your penis. Not my pain. All right, so I want to get into one thing. What the hell happened with Florida State beating Gonzaga?
I've watched a lot of ACC games this year. I don't remember Florida State being that good.
No, man. Gonzaga, I want you to start living your life as a bad basketball team. All right? Jeez, man. 15 points, 75-60. That's a spanking. But in fairness, Florida State beat Xavier, so they're not screwing around.
No, they've played pretty well.
Yeah, I would say so. Villanova's also duking it out with West Virginia right now. Wouldn't that be crazy to have another number one seed down? That would be crazy if none of the number ones made it to the Final Four.
Yeah, that would be great. Kansas is still in, right?
Yeah, Kansas beat Kentucky yesterday.
Oh, that was
wait. No, I'm talking about Kansas State. Sorry.
Oh.
Kansas is playing Clemson right now and beating them by 18 points. So I think they're okay.
This will go down in history as the craziest tournament year, I think, ever. And I really hope a number one does not win, just so I hope it's like a number 9 seed or a 7 seed.
It just goes to show. Virginia only had 2 losses this season. Only 2. And they were the number 1 overall seed, and they're the first team to ever lose to a 16 seed. Or, it's just
unpredictability of March basketball.
But you know what's funny is everyone in the ACC knew they were beatable. Right. We all knew they were beatable because the teams they lost to, not great teams. So like it seemed
Boston
like
College.
If they didn't.
2 football teams that we talked about.
Boston College and Virginia Tech, those are not good basketball teams. So it just goes to show you, like, if they didn't take their opponent seriously, that's part of the danger. So It'll be interesting to see. It looks like we're probably going to lose Clemson tonight, but we've got Florida State in, and if Duke wins, that puts 2 ACC teams in the Elite Eight.
Yeah. Yeah, that would be.
To think here, who was the other ACC team? We had 4 ACC teams in the Sweet 16.
Yeah,
Syracuse, of course. Yeah, Syracuse is playing.
So either way, two ACC teams are going to be in the Elite Eight.
Elite Eight, yeah. And then Florida State's going to be matched up against Michigan to go to the Final Four. So I
heard looked really good.
Yeah, there were 3 seed, but considering Florida State's beaten a 1 and a 4, golly, I just don't see any reason why they can't beat a 3 at this point. Like, you can hop on board and be like, all right, I can believe in a 9 seed. Why not? They've beat good teams and beat them soundly.
It almost makes you wonder, like, when are they going to lose steam and start playing like a 9 seed? You know what I mean? Like they just run out of gas because they've given everything they got against Xavier. And against Gonzaga. It'll be interesting to see if they keep it going. I just don't know if they make it through the next round.
So did you actually catch any of the Kentucky game? Because I didn't.
No, I didn't. And I wanted to, just for the mere reason of watching Calipari get his ass slapped. So, but unfortunately, no, I did not.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, I see your note here too on the South being the South bracket being such a joke because the Elite Eight teams are a 9 seed and an 11 seed.
Yeah, everybody has been demolished from that's the Virginia bracket. But yeah, everybody has been demolished from that bracket this year. An 11 seed. That's just that is awesome. What was the year that VCU went to? Was it the Elite Eight? They went, or did they go all the way to the Final Four? Do you remember what seed they were?
I remember VCU go to the Final Four.
What was the Final Four?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the Final Four. Let's see here.
Because I almost wonder what's the last time an 11 seed has been to the Final Four. That's got to be history in itself.
It was 2011, it looks like.
Does it say what seed they were?
Oh, shoot. Here we go. I'll pull it up.
They had to have been a high seed. At least double digit.
Oh, God. What were the seeding? Oh, crud. Wikipedia. No, thanks. Yeah, VCU was an 11 seed.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah, the Final Four that year, Kentucky was number 4 in the East. Connecticut was 3 in the West. VCU looks like they were 11th in the Southwest, and Butler was 8th in the Southeast.
Butler. Wow, and UConn hasn't done jack squat since then.
Well, that was one of Jim Calhoun's last years.
Yeah.
He got to 3 titles and retired. And the guy who replaced him is leaving under Crum. Oh, Crum. What was the scandal going on at the school? Yeah, UConn men's hoops program. Yeah, they're tied to the whole Rick Pitino and FBI stuff.
I was going to say the scandal that women's basketball is 10 times better than their men's program.
Yeah, but they are going after their 12th national title right now. I don't get me started on women's college basketball, Randy. That's going to piss some people off because it pisses me off. There is so much parody in it. It's not even funny. It's just disgusting. I remember sending you a score, and UConn was up 45 points in the first half on a team. And it's like,
yeah.
Sorry. There's just so many garbage programs out there. It's like, is UConn really that good, or is everyone else just that bad?
One would have to ask questions if they're leading by 45 points in the first half.
But I mean, consistently, UConn's been undefeated for years now. Like, it's a huge deal when UConn doesn't win the national championship.
Yeah.
And think about it, what it used to be when, what was her name? Pat Summitt at
for Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Mm-hmm. Man, she was amazing.
Yeah, Coach K just passed her
peace.
just passed her in wins.
Yeah, she was an amazing woman. Just to listen to hear her talk. She had a lot of charisma. I always thought she could get a hell of a speech. It was really sad when she passed.
Yeah. Yeah, he just recently passed her for all-time wins. You know, it used to be that the women's coaches were way ahead of the men's coaches in all-time wins in the NCAA, but Coach K is still clawing away at these, 20-win seasons.
You think he's done anytime soon? Or you think he'll be there for a little while?
I'll tell you what, he's got new hips. I don't know. Like, he may be around for another 5 years as long as he's in good health. Like, I see him like a soldier. He'd rather die on the battlefield than in his bed. So
I think inherently that's the problem with programs like Duke and Carolina is how do you even begin to find a successor? You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, let's see here. I'm trying to remember the name of the coach who left a couple of years ago. What's his name?
What school?
Trying to remember.
From
this
what
makes
school?
me sound like such a bad Duke. No. He was a Duke assistant coach for years. Golly Moses, why am I blanking on his name? I just don't want to screw it up. Crumb almighty. Yeah, I'm sure somebody at home is like, oh, you idiot.
That's the only thing that they have to say that, oh, you're an idiot about, then we're doing pretty good.
Yeah. I'm blanking on his name. He left like 3 or 4 years ago. He's not.
I think it was Jim Nance.
No, it's not Jim Nance.
Hello, friends. It's me, Jim Nance here.
Yeah, this is great. This is great pod, man. This is great pod. Robert beating himself up trying to figure out who the successor is going to be to Coach K.
So back to the South region. So Loyola Chicago playing Kansas State. How awesome would that be to see Loyola Chicago move on?
That would be fascinating, to say the least.
Have you been following this the nun sister Jean that's been kind of going to all the games?
Oh no, not at all.
I was looking her up today. She's 98 years old, and she's been obviously watching the tournament for many, 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 many years. But she's been the inspiration behind the Loyola Ramblers. It's really awesome to see. Just she's actually, for a 98-year-old woman, seems to be in pretty good health and a pretty good mind on her still. So yeah, it would be. I think it would be great. I think it's what sports needs.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then in the West, we kind of touched upon Florida State and Michigan. So it's either going to, in the Midwest, is going to be the winner of Duke and Syracuse versus probably Clemson now. So I think that's still one of the best games left of the Elite Eight. The rest of them are going to be toss-ups. Could be Nova versus Purdue. So really, you got the whole left side of the entire bracket just
all right
in shambles.
Randy, I found the name, and I'm so glad that I looked it up because I wanted to. It's another Polish name, and I wanted to make darn sure I got it right. Wojciechowski, Steve Wojciechowski, former Duke coach. He's the one who. That's right. He's been one of those heir apparent guys. He played for K. He coached with K. He currently is coaching at Marquette, which is another elite kind of a school in the Big East.
Program. Mm-hmm.
It is, and he's doing pretty good stuff there. So if he can prove himself there, there's always been murmurs about Wojciechowski coming back. So again, sorry for the delay, but there's also talk of Jeff Capel K's, one of his assistant coaches right now. I don't think Shire is in a position to step up at this point. But quite frankly,
he's really young. He is
now,
really young.
I will say the word on the inside is like the reason they have him around is because he's really freaking good. Think about when they brought him on the team as an assistant coach, because he was part of was Shire part of the 2011 championship team? I think so.
Yeah, he was.
No, not it couldn't have been not 2011. 2000. When did Duke go? Because 2011 was.
I think
was
that's
UConn. Right. No. Because 2011 was UConn, right?
It's been a few years.
Yeah, let's see here. 2010 NCAA men's.
Oh, okay. 10 and 11. It's all blur after 8 years.
Yeah, geez. No, no kidding. It does start to all run together. And I think they beat Gonzaga for that game, right?
Sounds good to me. I'm just going to agree. Let somebody say I'm wrong.
Sorry, leave it to a Carolina fan to not pay attention to a year when Duke wins.
I don't remember who Carolina beat in 2005.
Oh, it wasn't Gonzaga. It was Butler. It's Butler. It was another Bulldog team. You don't remember who Carolina beat in 2005? Wasn't it a Michigan team?
I don't remember. These things are so hard to remember.
Oh, gosh.
I do remember it was Michigan State in 2009. My favorite championship. Even though last year was pretty sweet. Anyways.
No, it was Illinois.
Oh, Illinois. Let's see. Yeah.
Oh, man. What a boring walk down memory lane for everybody else.
05.
Everybody who's not a Duke and a Carolina fan is like, this has been the worst 10 minutes of the podcast ever.
We just lost a lot of listeners. We're down to 5.
There's the guy who's screaming Wojciechowski. There are the people who are like, how could you not remember Wojciechowski? Let's move on. All right, Brock. All right, you wrote it, not me.
Brock Assweiler.
Yeah, to the Dolphins. Man, he's bounced around the NFL more than old tapes of Jenna Jameson.
We talk about the Cardinals, but the damn Dolphins are just as bad. Another washed-up quarterback that they bring in.
It's funny. People used to want to play in Miami. It used to be hot. But now people are like, no, it's just temperature hot, and I don't want to be there.
But this year will be interesting because Tannehill's back from his injury, right? So, he's a good quarterback.
Yeah.
I guess they just have no faith in him.
I wouldn't put my faith in Assweiler, that's for darn sure. He'll just take your money and run. Don't believe me? Ask Denver.
Yeah. He's just not a good quarterback.
Geez, Lou, don't you know? Oh, I got to say something too. So I love doing the Macho Man voice from last week, but I have had a cough all week from doing that stupid voice, Randy.
That was so much fun, though. We probably lost a lot more listeners than too.
In fairness, you're Randy. It feels wrong for me to be Randy Macho Man Savage, but my Hulk Hogan's not as good, brother. Okay, brother.
What you got, brother? You gotta get a little more in your name.
Well, let me tell you something, brother.
With the NWO lights, worship the ground.
Randy Watkins, my brother from another mother, right on the back of that red and yellow Harley.
I loved reminiscing about 90s wrestling.
Oh my God. I don't know how you feel, man. I know you don't like Hulk Hogan, but I think Hulk Hogan is the best. He is the absolute most ridiculous best. Well, I don't know about that, brother. I don't know about that.
These, what was it, 24-inch pythons?
Got these 24-inch pythons. Oh, and his thing was always like, I drink my milk, I say my prayers, and I take my vitamins. And they're like asking where he gets his muscles, and it's like, no, man, I'm pretty sure some creatine was involved.
Yeah, you totally got it from drinking milk.
I say my prayers and I take my vitamins
for how many years now?
Oh, geez, Lou. What's
No,
crazy
I
is
was a huge
think of the
Hogan
staying.
fan growing up. He lost me when he went to the NWO. That's where he pissed me off.
Yeah, but that was all part of the soap opera, man. Let's face it. At its core, wrestling is like a Greek drama.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's what it is.
He played a good heel for sure.
Oh yeah, well, and to play the villain, to have that, you know, it's like he's a good guy, now he's a bad guy, but then there's the redemption story. I mean, like I said, these classical themes, at their core, they're simplistic, but they're certainly dramatic. And I'll tell you what, I challenge anybody to watch. I mean, it's not as good as it used to be. I know, blah, 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 wrestling hipster, Robert Jones that I am. But you watch it, you can't help but laugh and be thrilled at the show. It's a spectacle.
Yeah, it is. It is a soap opera. You know, when I was a kid, we got the luxury of going a few times to the Greensboro Coliseum. And one time, I mean, we got seats, about 5 rows back. And, from then on, I couldn't look at wrestling the same because, the other guy's throwing, it's Kane and Undertaker, and Kane's throwing Undertaker up against the ropes, and you just hear elbow, and then you just see an elbow smash right to the face. And I'm like, no.
Oh, you could hear them calling their shots.
Yes. It's just an orchestrated dance.
Yeah.
No, this is awful.
It takes tremendous athleticism, that's for sure.
Yeah. No, absolutely it does. And injuries are real, and
golly, they have a term.
All that.
Oh, geez, Randy, I'm blanking on the terms again, but there's a term in wrestling for when a guy hits you for real and when you give him payback. Let's see here. Oh, shoot. Oh, dang it. Oh, it's such a good one, too. Oh, geez. Oh, all right. I'll have to. It's going to come to me later. It's got an esoteric term, but it's really funny. Like you get somebody back
when they least expect it. Hopefully, it's with a chair to the head. Oops! I didn't mean to hit you right in your forehead.
Oh, geez. Yeah. Anyways, I remember actually listening to an interview with Hulk Hogan, and he was talking about like what happens. Like occasionally, guys will, it'll either be malicious or an accident, but real hits would happen, and then you basically get a freebie, and it's like you're going to make it good.
Oh, I'm sure. And on the other person's part, they're wondering, okay, when is this coming? When is this coming? Yeah. I know I'm going to get hit.
Yeah. I didn't actually mean to slap Hulkster in the face. I popped him in the groin.
Is that when he purses his lips and he just like shakes his finger and then he starts shaking his head and his sweaty hair is just slapping everywhere? And then he just winds his big meat fist up and just punches you right in the nose.
Yeah. It's when the real blood starts pouring out.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh almighty. So anyway, yeah, Brock Assweiler going to the Dolphins. You can tell how interested we are in that. Oh, goodness. Some other news. Kyrie Irving of the, I think the East leading Celtics. Actually, it may be the Toronto Raptors that are leading in the East overall. But Kyrie Irving is having what they are calling a minimally invasive knee procedure. They are not calling it knee surgery. They're calling it a minimally invasive knee surgery. Air quotes. Heavy air quotes.
It is the Raptors leading. Yes, heavy air quotes. They're going to go in. They're just going to like take a little flosser, a little plastic flosser, right? Go squeak, squeak, and he'll be good.
I'm trying to remember who it was years ago that was having their knee. Oh, I think it was Dwayne Wade, who was having his knee drained before playoff games. And you're like, oh, gross. God. Oh,
But yeah, I mean, it brings up a good point. This is 3 weeks before the playoffs. How in the world is he going to be ready?
Playoffs?
Playoffs.
Need the sound drop for that.
Yes, we do.
You know, if you'd
Jim
like to hear
Mora.
more sound drops on the show, consider supporting the show on Patreon at patreon.com/Chrisco Industries. That would allow us to have some of the tools to support the show, grow the show. Thanks for the show. Tell your friends. All right, everybody. All right. I also see something on here about Kawhi Leonard injury and that crap show that's going on in San Antonio.
All the news was out today that's it's completely dividing up the locker room. People are beginning to wonder, is this just a mysterious injury or is this actually a problem?
Interesting. Yeah, I think he wants to be somewhere else, quite frankly.
I think it's already come out that he's said he's done with the Spurs, right?
Yeah. I mean, I don't blame him. That's a dumpster fire. I mean, they've been holding on to the same staff for almost 20 years, Randy. I mean, seriously.
It's just very bizarre that you have one of the top
Isn't Tony
players.
Parker still playing?
Yeah, he's still there.
Jeez, Lou, man. Although I guess I thought he was way older than he is. He's only 35, but still.
Well, and he's the one that's come out and spoken against Kawhi and said, "Oh, my quad injury was 100 times worse than Kawhi's." Called him out, called him to the carpet.
Whatever, you French fancy.
I was just gonna try and say that in my best French voice, but it's gonna be like,
no, it would just sound Cajun.
Yeah. It would lead into an Irish and Scottish and Celtic. It's all down from there.
Finishes Jamaican. That's right.
You always finish.
You're kissing the Blarney Stone. Wait, what?
You're making me Irish.
What are there, leprechauns in Kingston Town? What the hell's wrong with you? Something green snake in a sugarcane field.
So Danny Green come to his defense and said, "No, it's that's all incorrect. That's wrong.
He's boy trying to keep.
That's right. He's got his boys back.
Whatever.
That's right.
See, he's still thinking about their title from a few years ago. And he's like, "Hey, man, why can't it just be the way that it was? Why can't it just be the way it was? I still love you, girl."
This podcast is all about bold predictions. So my bold prediction is going to be you're going to see Kawhi Leonard and LeBron James in LA next year. Boom. I said it. How awesome would it be to see those two playing together?
I mean, I could see them playing together. Wait, what position is Kawhi Leonard? Isn't he a strong or weak forward?
I think he's a power forward. Yes.
If he's power forward,
he's a small
forward. Yeah, all right. So that he could post up with LeBron.
Yep.
Or he just
But he's like a 6'8" small forward. I mean, he's huge.
Yeah, small forward doesn't. Yeah.
6'7".
Yeah. No, I'm just saying. Yeah, it doesn't necessarily. Yeah, he's 6'7". It doesn't necessarily always have to do with the actual height per se. But it just
true.
Just how it goes sometimes. But yeah, 6'7", he's only an inch shorter than LeBron James. So
right.
But not where it counts.
Right.
And that's really what the ladies care about.
It's I understand cancers in locker rooms and whatnot, how something like that could split a team from the inside out, and it goes to show their record this year. You're right, they're a complete dumpster fire. I mean, I'm just looking at their record here: 42-30, 6 in the West. So, how many teams make the playoffs in the NBA? Is it top 6 from each conference, or is that too many? I don't know. I have no clue, to be honest with you.
I don't know either because it's changed. And plus, I'm in basketball mode. Yeah, it's 16 teams, so it's 8 from each.
Oh, okay, 8 from each. Oh, okay.
That's a lot of teams. There's going to be some bad teams. There's going to be some bad teams that get in the NBA.
Under 500 teams. Yeah.
Actually,
God,
right Randy,
at
that's
500.
more than half the league. There's only 30 teams.
Yeah. That means the Bucks right now would get in at 37-34.
That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. So you really think LeBron's going to the Lakers?
I really do. I really think he's setting it up or LA is setting it up for him. I mean, look at the trades that he just made and all that cash that they're going to do.
They've been talking about LeBron in the NBA, in the Lakers forever. I think it's because they're desperate for the Lakers to be relevant again.
Yeah, I think that's what it is too. I mean, I think that's what drives it. At least they just haven't been relevant since Kobe left. But they're looking for that star that can lead that team. Well, and let's face it, it's not the ball, son.
Kobe did them a tremendous disservice. He really did. Taking the money and hanging on the way that he did those last couple of years. And everybody likes to point, his last game, he scored all those points. It's like, yeah, and they played real soft defense on him because it was his last game, for a team that wasn't making the playoffs. I think against another team that wasn't making the playoffs. I can't even remember the team that they blew up. But anyways.
He was never known for being a team player. That's for damn sure.
No. Yeah, it was the Utah Jazz. It was the Utah Jazz that they played in their last game that year. So, case closed. Moving on.
Case closed.
Yeah, so that's a bold prediction, Randy. That's a bold prediction. I mean, I guess of all the teams that would be vying for LeBron, they have a pretty good chance. I have a hard time seeing him going anywhere else. Because I don't think Houston has the money to pay for him.
I just think he's the type of player that he's always looking for the next horizon, and he's going to do his thing in Cleveland. I mean, I don't know if they win another championship. I just think even if they don't, I just think he's going to be out of that circus show.
You want to talk about? So work with me on this for a moment. It's a better story in the NBA because they always love the story. If we're going to get looking from the perspective of the finals are rigged because of storyline, what would be a better story than LeBron and Russell Westbrook teaming up in LA and taking down the Golden State Warriors with Kevin Durant and get Russell's revenge on Durant? Not just LeBron's.
Yeah, but Russell just re-signed that big mega contract. So that's the only reason I don't see that happen. Not that I wouldn't want to.
LeBron sure as hell's not going to Oklahoma.
Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely not happening.
The part of Annie Oakley tonight will be played by LeBron James. Yeah, that's really the movie. People keep talking about remaking Space Jam. We need to remake Pippi Longstocking with LeBron James as the star. Why not? Go ahead, you can see him.
I don't even know what to say to that.
So I do want to touch on Space Jam because I rewatched it recently. And Randy, I don't know what kind of crack we were smoking when we were kids, but Jesus Christ, that is a bad movie.
We were kids. Of course it's a bad movie. Any movie you go back and watch that we loved as kids is a bad movie.
Not true.
Typically.
I burnt through 2 My Neighbor Totoro VHS tapes, and that movie is still amazing now as an adult. So, not true. It doesn't have to be. It does not have to be crap. But man, I remember the music and the thing, and I watched that movie dozens of times. But as an adult, it does not hold up. And they were.
Oh, you're also a film major, okay? You're picking everything apart too instead of enjoying
No, Mr. Watkins, wrong. Excuse me. Senator Jones has the floor.
Filibuster.
Oh, shoot. Well, you have one term correct. Now, do you want to talk for the next 24 hours? Because I think we're going to have the vote. No, honestly, I would challenge you, Rando, to sit down, not drunk, and watch the movie and just let the art flow over you. Just let it flow over you. You'll see what I mean. There are edits and cheesy ass things that you'll be like, they're cringeworthy, man. You'll see.
It's been a long, long time since I've seen it.
There is a scene where they take the actor who played Newman from Seinfeld. He's in that movie. Mm-hmm. He plays his agent or something like that. Anyways, he gets flattened out by a steamroller in a really, really crummy CGI. and then they blow him up like a balloon, and he shoots around the entire arena. And it does not look great.
Just bad CGI. I remember that's kind of like where CGI started, like in that era. If I'm correct, maybe I'm not, but I want to think that was the early years of CGI.
So here's my idea. If you're going to remake Space Jam, I think you should do what DC does with their movies and make it edgier and darker and cast Ron Artest. I'm sorry, Meta World Peace. I'm sorry, Ron Artest, the former artist, Meta World Peace.
See how many people he can just punch.
Yeah.
Just how many cartoon characters he can flatline.
Stop! He's already dead!
Oh, that's hilarious.
I don't think Adam Silver's going to sponsor that.
Yeah, he's just like dropping F-bombs and stomping on cartoons.
The whole time you've got X gonna give it to you. He gonna give it to you.
Yes.
First we're gonna rock, then we're gonna roll.
He's just like sitting in his jail cell. He's twiddling his thumbs. And just
having sex.
A fight breaks out.
Or Lola Bunny or whatever. Oh, geez. Oh, God. This film has everything. Nothing says good family fun quite like bestiality, Randy. All right, let's get back.
I don't think we're going to get a PG-13 rating for this one.
No. It's fine. It's fine. Kids, listen. Grown men having sex with animals is just something you do after a couple generations of inbreeding and geographic landlock. That's what happens. Ba means yes, but ba also means no, Randy.
There's so many jokes I could say right now, but I'm just gonna keep them to myself. Hollywood's all about some shitty remakes these days, so yes, we could see a Space Jam remake. That it's not gonna have the same flair that it did though years ago. I just don't think it will.
Yeah, it's one of those movies that, man, well, it was a giant PR stunt to make Michael Jordan look good again.
Oh, really? Yeah, because it came out in, what year did it come out? 94? Was it?
I think it was 96.
96? Okay,
yeah,
that makes more sense.
Yeah, 1996.
Okay. And when did Jordan come back?
Let's see here.
He won a championship that year.
He retired the beginning of the 93-94 NBA season, and then he returned to the Bulls in March of 1995. Yeah, so literally, he returns in 95, and the movie comes out in 96. So it's all about, getting his brand back.
Uh-huh. Breaking news. Kansas moves on to the Elite Eight following an 80-76 win over number 5 Clemson.
Oh, that's
a pretty good run for Clemson.
That was closer than I thought it would be. They were spanking them, so Clemson closed the gap there.
Yeah, it was a one-possession game there at the end.
Yeah. So we got Syracuse and Duke coming up next. Michigan won earlier. Florida State won earlier. Loyola won. Let's see here. Kansas won. We've got Villanova and West Virginia duking it out. And they're what?
Mm-hmm.
Is that 6 points apart or 1 point apart? I can't tell.
Villanova and
6 points
West
apart.
Virginia, 6 points.
Yeah, 6 points.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I like them French fried burgers.
Texas Tech and Purdue later tonight too.
All right, what do we got on the there? All right,
they got some Macho Man in there.
He's coming. He's coming. No, back. Get down, Randy. No.
You want to talk about Johnny Manziel?
I mean, not really, but I kind of have to. Johnny Football trying to come back to the NFL, supposedly clean and sober. I mean, he looked sober. For once, he didn't look psychotic. But not just did he have substance abuse problems, but he's bipolar. And you see this over and over again with bipolar men not seeking help to help with their chemical imbalance. I mean, for God's sakes, Kanye West is bipolar, and we've seen issues with that in the past. So it's good to see him trying to get his act together. He participated in the pro day at University of San Diego. There's some dumb article on ESPN about like this is why the Patriots should consider Johnny Manziel, and I'm like, wrong. I mean, why? Why would you do that? Why? One, Tom Brady sure as hell is not going to train him because he has no interest in that whatsoever.
No.
And then to what? To just have him ride the bench watching Brady, finish out his last couple years.
I just don't see him on any football team, honestly.
Yeah. I mean, who did he
His
play
career
for?
in NFL is 7 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. He has a 74.4 passer rating.
Did he play for the Jets?
I mean, he was drafted by Cleveland.
The Browns. Yeah, no, the Browns. But I could have sworn he bounced to another team at some point.
I think that was the only team he ever played for before he was given the boot.
I gotcha. Huh. But yeah, it's big news because apparently the Pats were one of the people who were there watching him audition today. But honestly, it seems more like they're watching who the other people who are, or the other guys who are at the pro day. You know what I mean? I don't know. Or maybe 13 teams really did send somebody to see him work out.
Well, there was a talk about him going to the Canadian Football League for a long time, and that seems to make more sense where the good NFL players go to die. But I guess that didn't happen. I just don't see it, man. I just don't see him having a successful career. He just, when he was playing, he just did not look that good. Didn't seem like he could read defenses. And remember, the way he played in college, he cannot play like that, in the NFL. He was a runner in college. I mean, you get demolished doing that in the NFL.
Yeah. All right. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I mean, he's also 5'11". I mean, he's not a big dude. So, I just don't see him being successful.
Yeah.
I just really don't. He ran a 4.6 40. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, for a quarterback. Well, I mean, he was always a running quarterback. I mean, I remember back. Yeah. I watched the game when he and Texas A&M beat Alabama the year they won the national championship. That was a huge game. I remember
huge game.
Screaming at the screen. I was looking at Bria like, I can't believe this. This is awesome. Nobody thought they'd win this game. Are you kidding me?
Right.
Like, I remember that excitement.
Yeah, it was exciting.
However,
he was an exciting player. But as we've talked before, great college players do not translate sometimes to the NFL.
I think the thing with
especially Heisman winners.
I think the thing with Johnny Manziel is that he came from privilege, and all of his behaviors just scream privilege.
Yeah.
Getting what he wants, doing what he wants. It's tough. And I remember his parents being like, we're really trying to help Johnny find himself. And it's like, all right, okay, I see the problem. I see where this came from. But we have a little bit of breaking news, and literally breaking news. Madison Bumgarner of the San Francisco Giants broke his pinky today. A direct liner coming right back at him, hit him in the hand. I don't know if it's his throwing hand or not, but it probably is his throwing. Oh, of course. Well, his other hand would be in the glove. So yeah, bummer. So that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt their rotation, and a broken pinky is gonna have him out for a while.
Yeah.
So man, that is one thing that scares me most about pitching.
Getting that ball hit back at you.
Yeah, man. Well, that's why in our softball league, you're standing so close to the plate.
Mm-hmm.
No, thanks.
That's why you see a lot of guys run backwards when they pitch it.
Yeah, no kidding. Really, the pitchers in our league, I hate to say it, should probably wear a helmet. I know they'd hate it.
Yeah, for safety.
I know they would hate it, but oh, goodness gracious.
That is a horrible injury. I wonder how long he's going to be down with that. That's got to take forever to heal.
Yeah, like you said, you got to get your feeling, because it damages the nerves and such anytime you do that. All right, buddy. We got one last story here. Hit us with it.
So I don't know if you've seen the ad yet, but this is, how do you say his first name? Zlatan Ibrahimović.
Yeah.
Put out the best ad ever.
Full page.
Full page ad in the LA Times saying, Los Angeles, you're welcome.
Signed Zlatan Ibrahimović. Yep.
Signed.
Which would be
I just thought that was hilarious.
LA gave two craps about soccer. I mean, of all the MLS teams, they certainly seem to. Having a large population of Hispanics there that are crazy for soccer helps. But yeah, talk about the hojos on that message. That's just such a hoot.
I think it's hilarious because he is a hell of a star. But
so what you're saying is he's taking his talents to Los Angeles.
Yes. Yes. Where all great premiership players go to die.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Oh my God,
man!
We are never going to have great soccer in the United States if all we can do is get the recycled, washed-up players from Europe who come here for a paycheck. Now, in fairness, I still think he's got a lot of play in him. I'm kind of surprised.
I think he does too. I am too. I'm really surprised that he's not staying in Europe. Because for years he's been a dominating striker. We'll just have to see what he does. Actually, wow, he's 36. I did not know he was that old. I thought he was in his maybe early 30s. But he still played very well. I mean, he just came from Manchester United, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he's one of the most winningest players of all time. So, there's a lot of opinions out there on that it's bad for MLS. It's what is he thinking? It's too little too late. He has a big ego, and a lot of players have always hated playing with him. It'll be interesting to see what happens and if it really does help the sport or does it hurt it. I want to watch the MLS. I mean, I want to try and get into it, but it just does not hold the same, like you said, as watching the Premiership or Premiership or even Premiership or even or even watching the Bundesliga or even the Spanish Liga. The Bundesliga.
Yeah, geez, buy me dinner first. So, in official Dave Grohl news, Foo Fighters just won the International Group Award at the Brit Music Awards. So, we always have to have something about Dave Grohl. Praise be unto thee.
Yes.
This time I actually
Grohl.
have news. Yeah. Oh man,
that's awesome.
So, if you like the show, you can always follow us on Twitter at CriscoCast. Please check out the Facebook page, Chrisco Industries. Randy doesn't do anything on there, but we may change that soon. You can also, if you're listening to the podcast, check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/Crisco Brand Biscuits. And if you want to support the show, if you have a few shekels to spare, find us on patreon.com/Crisco Industries. You can also email us at cbpbch@gmail.com. Please do not hesitate. I do want to say that the best thing you can do to support the show, and we'd be most appreciative of it, is to tell your friends. Post it on Facebook. Post it on your own Twitter page. But share it with those who might enjoy the simple foolishness that is the R&R Sports Podcast. Randy, hit us with some of the places you can find the podcast for download.
You can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Google Play, and we are also now on Pocket Cast, as we mentioned last week. So you can find us wherever you listen to your podcast. And if we are not where you need us to be, just let us know.
All right, brother. I think that's a good episode. What do you think?
I do. Wrap it up. Wrap it up, B.
Ladies, gents, and wildebeests, For Randy, I am Robert. This has been another crazy episode of the R&R Sports Podcast. Thanks for hanging in there with us, and we will see y'all next week.
Blame Canada.